athletes. Welcome to the 2020 Spring Sports Assembly. Obviously not in the circumstances that we would all like this to be, but with that being said, I hope that you and your families and all the Night Nation are staying well and staying healthy throughout this unprecedented time. I'm going to start off by saying a few thank yous. First of all, I'd like to thank all the parents for your unwavering support, not only through the minimal spring season that we were able to have, but also throughout the whole school year in the fall and the winter as well. I'd also like to thank the Booster Club, who have been there to support every sport this year, and who, without their help, we've been able to fulfill a lot of our goals, equipment-wise, throughout each and every program that they've supported. Also like to thank Coach Eubanks and his crew for our facilities and keeping our facilities clean and the grass cut and our fields ready to play on. And also like to thank Jeff Tanner and Anna Catherine Ivy for all their help in the training room. Even though in the spring we did have a minimal season, they were still kept busy and still able to keep our athletes fit and healthy. And even through this unprecedented time, I know some of our athletes are still going to see Jeff at Phoebe. So without further ado, the schedule for the assembly this morning, we'll go baseball first, and we'll be talking to golf, soccer, tennis, and track and field. And then after all of these videos have been played, we will switch to live coverage of our two end-of-year awards, which is the Bobo Webb Academic Athlete of the Year Award, as well as our two Athletes of the Year as well. So, without further ado, I'd like to pass it over to Coach KALB and the baseball team.
For baseball, I want to start by recognizing my assistant coach's time and heart that you've invested into the baseball program this season. Coach Whitaker, your effort and ability to take initiative in year one was outstanding, from the winter weight room all the way into double duty as JV head coach and assistant varsity coach. You push these boys to become better every single day. Coach Separati, as always, your endless positive energy and your persistence, it bleeds into your passion and selflessness while increasing everybody's knowledge of the game. What a great start to the season. We had almost perfect start, an undefeated 3-0, 1-0 in the region, and these boys were revved up and more than enough ready to bring home the state championship this year. I have always been a big believer that practice needs to present daily challenges to produce consistent results, consistent positive results in the game. And these boys were put through the gauntlet in the off season to prepare for the everyday grind. They pushed through, they held each other accountable magnificently, and they showed they were ready for the challenge this year. The number one reason why I was so excited about this season was the trust that we have all built and established as a baseball family. That's the foundation for the ability to grow as a team, and that's what makes this group so special. So as a group of individuals, they have boundless potential going forward as they meet a new group of opponents next year in the GHSA. And I would expect no less from the next group of seniors as this group. Joe and Walker, although you guys are small in number, you represented this team so largely and proudly from your words and your actions. You took initiative in the weight room. You had pride on the field. You had pride while taking care of the field. You have assertiveness for your play and for your teammates. And you guys were the catalyst this year for that growth mindset that I preached so passionately about in the preseason. I speak for the team when I say I wish you guys the best as you move forward to your respective colleges and continue to grow as people. So like I said, we had an unbelievable start to the season. We scored 30 runs in 3 games. As a team, we hit .313. Grayson Darby started us off with a double for the first RBI, scoring Garrett Watson. and things were off to such a great start. Joe Morgan went 6 for his first 7, and Drew Reich led the team with 5 walks in those games. And then on the mound, pitching, can't really ask for too much more than these boys produced. We had 17 innings, 16 of them were scoreless. We let up only 5 hits, and we had an unbelievable strikeout to walk ratio of 42 to 1. Will Plowden struck out 9, which were all of his recorded outs. Same goes for Darby, who struck out 3 in his lone inning. And Joe Morgan had 27 strikeouts out of the 36 batters that he faced. Every single boy on this team has made sacrifices and improvements, and that will be the foundation going forward for this baseball team.
Hello, everyone. My name is Morris Rainey, and I'm here to talk about the golf team this year. My role primarily was with middle school students, and Drew Broadway was the coach of the high school team. We were very proud of everything we accomplished this year, even though it was a short season. Team members came out early, started in the 1st of February with the cold temperatures, but still came out with a very positive attitude, ready to work, and were ready to do very well this season. Unfortunately, we were only able to have 2 matches. The first one, we went to Jekyll Island to compete in the Frederica Invitational Tournament. Now, Frederica has been the state champions for several years in a row and knew the competition would be good over there. So it was exciting for us to get to go and play against some real good teams in a new environment. If you don't know that much about golf, I should say that the score we are trying to achieve is par. Par for most courses is a 72 for 18 holes. Well, you would want to score a 72 or less to be better. So when we went over there, we took the average of all of our golfers competing, and the average score was an 82 per golfer. Not the greatest, but we'll take it for the first tournament. We had a great time, learned a lot, but knew that we needed to improve. Well, our second tournament was down in Thomasville against Brookwood, and we did improve. Our average score amongst the golfers was a 76. So we were showing improvement before the season had to end. So we really can't say much except that we were improving this year and getting better, and we were looking forward to competition at the state level. We had some very good leadership this year with our 3 seniors, ASHTON MANN, Patrick Bass, and Rob Leach. Rob was our senior captain and did a great job leading the team and looking after us and fulfilling that role. The rest of the team was very strong, very capable, and we know they will come back next year for another strong season with a very good starting nucleus of the team we have remaining from this year. So we want to thank the players. We want to thank the parents who helped us and motivated us. We had a great time. We showed some good things. Unfortunately, we just didn't get to play enough. But this too shall pass. So I want to thank everyone for supporting us and look forward to seeing everyone next year.
I'm going to go ahead and start with girls soccer. Girls had a very late start this year due to the success of the girls basketball program, which with the early scrimmage game against FPD gave a lot of our freshman girls, new girls coming into the squad, the opportunity to get some experience against a high level, and especially looking to what they were going to expect next year when we move into the GHSA with FPD being in our region. A couple of people I'd like to thank straight away is Dave Orlowski and Nikki Separati, 2 assistants who, with a brief time with us, both had a great job helping us out, being able to take certain parts of the team while we're able to split the groups up and train and prepare for the games that we had. By the time we had to start the season, the girls were 2-0-1, picking up a great win against Thomasville with half of the girls not even being able to practice. except for a little bit the day before. To get a good 6-0 win there in the first game was a very heartening performance. Before we went to Brookwood, where we lost a tough one on PKs, and then finishing off beating Terrell pretty comfortably in our next region match. A great group of 6 seniors for the last few years, led by Emily Foy, who this year finished after 3 games with 10 goals. And she also, with those 10 goals, has passed 100 career goals to sit 4th on the Deerfield-Windsor Girls Soccer all-time goal-scoring list. Kate Bueschen, who did a fantastic job for us at the back, who's been part of the state championship team playing at the back a couple of years ago, and also being our co-captain this year with CARSON, Chandler and Emily, got us off to a great start, keeping the defense nice and tight at the back as well. CARSON, Chandler, Lila Lanier, both helped us out very much in the midfield. Lila really was able to change the game when she came on against Terrell in the second half, and has done a lot of that over the years that Lila's played. With her pace and athleticism, has caused defense a lot of problems. CARSON, a good technical player who's able to make things happen and understands the game very well. Our last 2 seniors are Caroline SPEIR and Kingsley Shepherd. Caroline, who's played in the centre midfield for us, has fantastic passing ability and already had 4 assists on the year in the 3 games that we played this year. And Kingsley Shepherd, who was part of that solid defence as well, very versatile, either playing as a left defender or playing as a left midfielder, as she scored against Terrell in the last game that we were able to play before we got out of school. These seniors have been part of 2 state runner-ups and 1 state championship, as well as winning the region 5 times in their career. They'll be greatly missed and have been fantastic leaders for the younger girls coming up, especially having such a young team next year with the amount of freshmen that we had on the team this year. Now for the boys soccer. Boys was led by HOLMAN DERISO this year, and Spears Wilson, who are our 2 seniors on the team. HOLMAN's been a varsity player for the last 4 years, ever-present starter, playing at right back and at centre back, and also being a great leader and a great mentor to the younger players who have been coming up through the last few years that have been very difficult with a new growing team. This year we had 5 8th graders who were starting on the team, and with that being said, we had to play some JV teams to be able to get them some experience within the GHSA, which we played Thomasville, we played FPD, and Thomas County Central as well. And I think this has bode well for their experience for them to play in the future as we make the switch over to GHSA for our new sports starting in August. So there you have it. That's the soccer program for this year. I'd like to thank everyone that supported us, the assistant coaches, the parents, and all the players. And fingers crossed, hopefully we'll get one more opportunity to get ourselves back out there and put the uniform on and play one more time. And with that being said, we're now going to hand it over to Miss Gruhl and the tennis.
Meredith Gruhl, and I am here to tell you about the 2020 GWS tennis teams. It was such a great year. As short as it was a good year for our team, both teams. I'm going to start with the boys. We had 7 boys who had really improved from last year, and we had great hopes of a strong finish. We had several players that had undefeated seasons. We had great leadership with the boys. Frank Middleton and Charles Peeler did an outstanding job leading the Knights, not only by the example they set. They worked hard. They kept some of the younger players working hard, and their work ethic, I hope, will just continue on until they graduate. The Knights finished in March with a 4-2 record. This is one of the few years we had a very strong balance of both singles and doubles, and we felt like that was really going to carry us through in the region tournament, you know, when we put the right combinations together for them to do great things. But I want to thank these boys for their hard work and dedication to tennis. The first part of our season was quite grueling, no pun intended, but we played 3 matches for a couple of weeks, and we just hated it all had to come to an end. Guys, I want you to work hard. I want you to keep this going. We don't lose anybody, so you're kind of like the girls were last year. You know, it's up to you where you want your season to go next year. So work hard, work this summer if I don't get to see you again, and work in the fall. Now I'd like to tell you about the girls team. Coming in this season undefeated, there was a lot of expectations put on the girls, and they did not disappoint. When we had to stop our season, they were 6-0, they were undefeated, and we had very few individual losses throughout that 3-week playing period. We felt like we would be in contention to repeat, win a region title. And these girls, I cannot tell you how they upped their game. They knew what they had to do coming off last year's season, and they knew how difficult it would be to repeat. But I don't think that they realized how hard it would be to repeat. We'll never know, but we were on track to do that, and I would say we, right there with Valwood, would probably be back in championship games again. I can't thank Haley Halford enough. She was my right-hand man-woman for 2 years. She helped me so much. Her leadership, she would get people moving, shaking and baking, and get the girls playing. She just did all she could do, and I appreciate her. We will definitely miss her. She is our only senior on both teams, and there will definitely be a void without her next year. Having said that, the girls know, and the girls and the boys know our expectations and what they need to do in the off season, and we just hope that we will have an opportunity to finish the business we started this year at some point in time. It could happen, it couldn't happen, but whether it does or not, these 2 teams have opportunity to do well next year, whether it's Jordan High School or GSA. So it's up to you. As I've told you before, and this is no pun intended, the ball's in your court. Go get it, and let's have a strong 2021 season. I miss y'all. I hope everybody's doing well, and y'all take care of yourselves.
As always, it's my pleasure to be able to acknowledge the success of our track and field program. None of this success would be possible without the help and hard work of my assistant coaches. Coaches Rhodes, Carr, and Sefarati go above and beyond to make sure that our athletes get the help they need and that things run smoothly on meet days. They're an invaluable part of our program and our continued success. Given the circumstances that we're all dealing with, it can be difficult to highlight the good of what has otherwise been a challenging time and a challenging season. However, even with an abbreviated season, we were able to find some important successes. Our athletes competed in 2 meets, the Jesse Forbes Invitational in Tallahassee in February, and the Rhodes Relays at Hugh Mills Stadium in March. We had a number of strong performances in Tallahassee, But the most notable was that Graham Ford finished third in a very competitive 2-mile race. And in doing so, he broke our school record with a time of 9 minutes and 59 seconds. This was the third fastest time in the state among athletes in private schools for this season, counting both GHSA and GISA. And it was the fastest time in the GISA in the past 2 years. So very proud of Graham and all of his hard work and being able to break this record. In March at the Rhodes Relays, our girls as a team finished second in a very competitive field, while our boys finished first, beating Westover, Darby, and every other significant public school in our area. On the girls' side, Charlotte Augenstein was a 2-time state champion and will be running for the University of Georgia next year. Hadley Holt won multiple state championships in the triple jump 300-meter hurdles and has the school record in the 300-meter hurdles. Lila Lanier was a 2-time state champion in the high jump. DEENA WILLCOX in the pole vault, Virginia Warrington in the discus, Jamia Lofton in the shot put, and Emily Foy in the sprint relays. All these girls played an indispensable role in 4 region championships and 3 state championships. For the boys, Porter Hill was the most decorated distance runner we ever had in school history, winning 2 state titles on the track and holding multiple school records. Jackson Tennyson won 2 state championships in the pole vault and was the defending state champion in the high hurdles coming into this season. James Tennyson was the returning state runner-up in the pole vault. Bo Carter was a member of our relay, and William Fox was actually the favorite this year to win the state title in the shot put. I wish each of these athletes had the opportunity to defend their individual titles and to win another team title for both the boys and the girls, and they were absolutely favored to do so. But in spite of what we've faced, their accomplishments over the last 4 years are significant, and nothing that happened this season diminished those accomplishments. On the whole, I'm proud of our kids for the season that they had, although it was short, and we're looking forward to a bright future in our program.
I'd like to thank all the coaches for these videos. I know it's just as tough on them as it is on the student, the athletes, and the families being able to watch all of our activities this spring. Before I go, I'd like to give a special thank you to Lauren Watson, who has been our Booster Club president for the year. She's done a fantastic job over the year, making sure that the Booster Club has been able to help everybody, like I mentioned earlier. As you may have seen, we will be switching to the Deerfield Facebook Live for our awards of the Bobo Webb Academic Athlete Award, and also the 2020 Deerfield-Windsor Athlete of the Year Award. So hopefully you'll stay tuned, switch over to Facebook Live. I will see you there.